And welcome into a TGIF version of the Backstage Pass. Always busy as we're just about a week and a half out now from CRS 2022 there at the Omni Hotel. Looking forward to that. Hanging out with Nashville's best and brightest at one of the biggest events of the year, Country Radio Seminar. Myself and Jeff McMahon and Kirsty Krause there, the 23rd to 25th. And an amazing lineup we got for you guys with Deborah Allen and the band Shenandoah. Craig Campbell's going to come down and visit with us, Dallas Remington. And a whole lot more. It's just going to be very exciting. Grammy Award winner John Barry, and of course Ali Colleen, and a whole lot more. So be on the lookout for that. The 23rd to 25th at the Omni Hotel, presented by our good friends over at Bangtail Whiskey, and of course MitchMacs.com, and our friends over at Hank Jr. Productions. I'm flying solo today from right here at home. It's always good to be home too as well, with the logo behind me here on the Backstage Pass. And I got a little present in the mail today, and I had to share it with my guests because this is pretty cool when you get your own coffee mug. Set out there. You can actually get one of these at MitchMacs.com if you want to do that. Different colors on the inside. Go by there and just check out the inventory and see what colors they have. He said he didn't have a coffee mug, but I'm going to give him one when I get to Nashville too, when I get up there. The artist known as Filmore joins us here on the Backstage Pass. My friend, what's going on?
Man, it is a beautiful day in Nashville. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to hold up for CRS, but we're enjoying the weather, having a good time today, and it's been a good week. Yeah, I'm just glad to be checking up, and yes, I do need one of those mugs ASAP.
I would tell people, MitchMacs.com, MITCHMACS, the website is at the bottom of the screen. So I'm a coffee drinker, so definitely I've got to put that on display and change the beverage in it every now and then, not just coffee, but whatever else. Spike it.
Yeah, a little ice and some whiskey.
Yeah, a little bit of Bangtail Whiskey and a little bit of ice. I know Brandon will love that. Brandon being the owner and CEO of Bangtail Whiskey, one of our proud sponsors here. Hey, man, let's start. You got a lot going on, too, no doubt. And, of course, ever since the album Proof, man, you've kept busy with all the singles. Long Time No See, SEA is out there right now. Long Time No See, the single, which I wholeheartedly agree with, came out last year for you guys in June, I believe. A lot of things going on. First of all, I want to start with your background because I love your music is different than most artists we interview here on the program. What I mean by different is you got your own unique sound. The instrumentation is great on your records, and you guys put a lot of work into it, a lot of different sound effects and things that really make you stand out as an artist. I guess, when did you kind of know from a young age that kind of music was the calling?
Man, that's yeah, I mean, what I always say is they offered a free recess in like 5th grade, and he joined the choir, and I joined the choir and never looked back. But I don't know. I mean, things evolve over the course of time, and you think sports are going to do something, and then you end up chasing music, and it's kind of what it was for me. And studied in college, and then moved to Nashville. I've been here almost 10 years now, so it is a journey. And from everything you listen to, of all the music that I have out. It's ever changing, man. Even the Long Time No See one you're talking about, that's this group called the Boat Boys, and that's on their song. And they were just having fun with a song. I didn't even know they were going to put it out, and they put it out. And it's a pretty amazing song. So just for and now they're on the Brian Kelly tour. It's the other half of Floor Georgia Line. So now they're doing that. So it's just cool to just kind of branch out and be a part of all the music you can, especially these days. So it's fun to do those things.
When you talk about the sports background, because people know me on this show, I do sports music in hand. We talk about both here, powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. And I was talking to John Michael Montgomery here on the show yesterday, and he had a pretty strong Super Bowl prediction where he talked about the Cincinnati Bengals coming out too. When you talk about sports and growing up, were you into and playing football?
I played football my senior year of high school, but I played soccer my entire life, actually. So it kind of conflicted. But, yeah, and then I played baseball as well. And I kind of did everything. Stopped right halfway through. It's sports, man, everything, dude. I loved it all. Was never the best at one of them,
3 sports star, no doubt, and many, many more out there too as well. When it comes to, and I'll tell you this, a lot of people, as a soccer coach used to be for high school down here where I live, a lot of people said, conditioning, and the cardio and the running. I think when you're out there as a player, you kind of get the gist of just how important it is to be in shape to play soccer, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. It was never ending for sure. I mean, I take everything I do super seriously. So it was a journey back then for sure.
No doubt. Hey, let's talk about how far you've come, no doubt, since the album Proof came out, man. I loved a lot of the great songs on there. Left Our Mark and Headlights were really cool ones that stood out to me. Walk me through Proof and the selection of songs on there, man. And definitely, I mean, here we are, 2022 now, something that was what, 6 years ago from Proof until now. You've come a long way as an artist, no doubt.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, I built a lot of my stuff independently, and I think back then it was just you have the resources you have, and you have the, you know, just whoever you know to kind of be able to produce music in your bedroom and put it out and get it out there. And one of those songs went viral back then, and that helped change and steer my career and keep building towards now at the record label and the radio singles and everything. So it's all a build. Proof was just it was my opening chapter to who I was, and now you know, we're a couple chapters in, so it's only as I like to think getting better. And now, you know, this year we're putting out more songs than I ever have, so it's all starting in like a month, so pretty pumped about that.
When you look at the last, you know, couple of years and going through what we've gone through as a country, and of course it affected every line of work out there, this pandemic. Was there anything differently that you did? I mean, how did this pandemic affect you as an artist?
I had a lot more time spent home with my wife, and less time on the tour bus, and less touring, which it was a hard thing to kind of switch up, especially the amount of traveling I was doing for a few years going into COVID. I think I really just found that I like things that I loved to do when I was at home, like golf, and kind of get back into sports and everything like that. And did a lot of bowling randomly. I bought a bowling ball. I don't know why, but and then I worked on a lot of music, and I wrote songs for other artists myself, and a lot of that stuff is actually coming out this year. So it's been a good thing, bad thing, but you learn a lot from it. I got married in COVID, so it all worked out.
Mm-hmm.
I got engaged and married in COVID, so I actually had a lot more time for myself than I ever did. So a lot more song inspiring things too.
Well, congratulations on getting married, and of course, yeah, man, I'll tell you, first time father myself. I got my little girl that she's almost 2 now, but I will say it's still pretty cool to be a first time parent. Of course, when things kind of went down and I couldn't do the show live, and of course go out to shows and mingle and network and things like that, we were stuck at home. So definitely seeing her grow from newborn till almost 2 has been quite an experience. So when you become a parent, you'll get a lot of cool stuff to be a dad. It's pretty cool. And I guess if there was a time to do it right there, become a parent, it would happen during
Hey,
the pandemic. Yeah.
yeah, man, it's crazy.
It sure has been. I guess when you look at Nashville and people say, hey, it's a 10-year town, no doubt. I was talking to John on the show yesterday, John Michael Montgomery, and he talked about this career being a grind. And, the word that people hear when they get to the town is rejection, rejection, rejection. And maybe that, and I see some sides of that's true. And here's a guy in his 30th year now, still touring and doing what he loves to do. Man, talk about just the growth with it, and how people that come there, it's not just instant success. It is a grind, right?
Yeah, it's 100% a grind. It's not like the TV show, but it is. There is a lot of stuff that is similar in certain ways. And I will say that yeah, they say 10-year town. I think that everyone's path is different. I think when you show up here in Nashville trying to make it as an artist, you're going to learn a million different things, and you're going to decide to go down this path, and that's going to be a domino effect into the next thing. So the only advice, if I could look back and tell myself, would be like, move here earlier, and don't go to college. I had a blast at Mizzou, but I'm telling you, and I will say, you just follow your gut. And for me, following my gut's always done me right. I just even getting to radio and touring like I do, and being able to sell the tickets I do, and just getting off the Brett Young tour, and all these things that I've had, and all the artists I've opened for. I don't think it happens without the moving here and the grind that comes with it, and then trusting your gut the entire time. Now, your gut leads you the wrong way. You make mistakes, but learn from them. And yeah, COVID hits. You pivot and shift. You can't tour. So there's just been a lot of things that I'm probably better for today than if I'd never moved here or even shifted. So.
And of course, I followed you too, the videos and some stuff you guys have put out there. Congratulations on opening for those great artists. And of course, the Brett Young tour. Tell me, the feelings, the emotions that went through it, the crowds, you guys did very well. And that had to be one hell of a tour and one hell of a milestone for you.
It was amazing. It was my first kind of amphitheater arena type thing. Full tour. Obviously, we played those different huge festivals, and I've done those things with Sam Hunt and Dan Shea, other people like that. But outside of just having it every weekend with a very close friend of mine, Brett, and being able to share that experience was awesome. So yeah, the crowds are great too, because you didn't know what to expect coming out of COVID. And kind of still in it, it was still this was the last fall. So the fact that we pulled it off and it was safe and no one got it, it all worked out. So it was a lucky thing. So.
Got to definitely catch you live one day, no doubt about that too as well. Let me ask you this: I guess being there, we've talked about the 10-year town, and of course everything that comes with it, the grind. But is there kind of a good advice that you got maybe early on in your career that has kind of stuck with you, and also at the same time, or I guess what's the best advice you could give young artists today chasing the same dream you are?
My motto is anything but typical. That's not being for different sake. It's more or less. You just got to chase exactly who you are. I think the people that fake who they are and they kind of come here and they try to they try, for lack of a better word, put on the cowboy hat, do the whole thing, do the dance and jump into the songs they're supposed to. And of course you listen to people, you take advice. I think there are plenty of people that know what they're talking about here, obviously, but if you're not true to yourself, by the end of it, people are going to see through it. You might make a quick buck, but it's not going to get you to stadiums one day playing music. So that's for sure.
No doubt about it. Hey, I wanted to ask you one before we potentially play one here on the show for the viewers out there. Back to the Proof album. Tell me about Headlights and kind of the whole story behind that one. It's one of my favorite songs and definitely a favorite one to put on a playlist out there for fans.
Man, yeah, it's one of the oldest ones. It is. I haven't talked about this song forever. It is. I'm glad you love it. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
It was the song that kind of just it was when I decided to go by my last name, which is Filmore, obviously, and when I decided to kind of chase that, and for the last 6 years, and this is who I am, and be true to myself and do all that. Headlights was that song that I stopped listening to everyone and did what I wanted to do. And right whenever I did that is right when everything started working. So it's crazy. And so that song always holds that kind of value to me. It's oh yeah, this was when I was oh no, this is what I think is cool. So hopefully other people will too. Instead of listening to everyone else tell me what's cool, I was no, this is what and then it just worked out. And so there's different samples in there. It chases a very hot banjo, a lot of different things that chased something, especially for 2016 or 2015 that wasn't normal. So that's way more normal now. But yeah, it was just crazy. So
love it too, no doubt. And tell me a little bit about the story behind Left Our Mark, because I thought that was one that stood out off the Proof album too.
Yeah, that one was probably my favorite off of that Proof album, and it was just it's about kind of my high school, college sweetheart person, and I've been going back into my hometown of Wildwood, Missouri, and I have a few songs like that over the course of my career so far, but that was one of the first ones, so it was special to me that way, and I think it relates to a lot of people going back to a town they haven't been to in a while.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, hit that point in the program. Totally up to you. Dealer's choice. If you want to play one for us, more than welcome to do that. And I would say, like I said, dealer's choice, my friend. The guitars. I love that guitar. Beautiful guitar, by the way. I love
Thanks.
that.
I got that Gibson sponsorship, man. So
there you go. You got to have one. No doubt about it, brother. Like I said, hey, dealer's choice. And it's Filmore here on the Backstage Pass. Check him out at FilmoreMusic.com. And, of course, across all the socials out there, too, at the same time. Brother, it's all yours.
All right, I'm gonna try a new one. This is not out. I haven't announced this at all. No one knows this is happening, so I'll announce it here. There's so much music coming out this year, but the first one comes out March 4th, I think.
Okay.
Oh, and this is the first one. I'm gonna try it out. I really haven't played this. It's been a long week, but we're gonna do this for you.
Here we go.
I'm gonna preface this song, so while you're listening, everyone, this is I wrote this about a buddy. We're going to name him Johnny for the case of this song. The song is called Johnny Got a Girl. And it's about your buddy that used to go to the bar with you that, he gets a girl and then you never see him. He never comes around anymore. So this goes out to all those Johnnies out there. Man, we used to paint this town. Damn, a bunch of good old days went down. But life ain't fair, he was just right there. Now we're retiring his old bar stool. And I'm pouring one out, cause he ain't here now. Taken way too soon. Johnny got a girl, and I lost a friend. Can't even blame him, she's a 10 out of 10. Must be out of her mind, she's out of his league. And since he been with her, I ain't seen him in weeks. Got no one to drink with, fish with, pull my truck out the ditch with. Man, I don't know how in the world Johnny got a girl. Johnny got a girl. Maybe he misses us sometimes. Yeah, and lately the party ain't had as much life. He was living the dream, he was a drinking machine. Now she got him on a leash, I'm sure. And I'm pouring one out, cause he ain't here now. Thought hell freeze over before. Johnny got a girl, I lost a friend. Can't even blame him, she's a 10 out of 10. Must be out of her mind, she's out of his league. And since he been with her, I ain't seen him in weeks. Got no one to drink with, fish with, put my truck out the ditch with. Man, I don't know how in the world Johnny got a girl. Oh yeah, Johnny got a girl. Johnny's getting lucky, I'm getting drunk and hanging out with Steve. He kind of sucks. Man, we used to paint this town. Then Johnny got a girl, I lost a friend. Can't even blame him, she's a 10 out of 10. Must be out of her mind, she's out of his league. And since he been with her, I ain't seen him in weeks. Got no one to drink with, fish with, pull my truck out the ditch with. Man, I don't know how in the world Johnny got a girl. Oh yeah, Johnny got a girl. Johnny got a girl. Oh yeah, oh Johnny got a girl.
Gotta love that one. Johnny got a girl from the artist Filmore here on the Backstage Pass. And I tell you what, we're going to come right back after a break from our sponsors and talk more about that. What a hell of a song, terrific writing, and a whole lot more. You can check him out at FilmoreMusic.com and, of course, across all the socials out there. We're going to take a quick break, come back with Filmore. A lot more to talk about here on the Backstage Pass. Get you a swig, and I'll drink to that. Here's Bangtail Whiskey. Hang tight.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-hosts Kirsty Krause, Jeff McMahon, and Karen Lee Batten as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here on the show again, the artist Filmore joining us here. Of course, be in Nashville in a couple of weeks here, February 23rd to 25th, the Omni Hotel. Looking forward to that. CRS 2022. Best live coverage is right here on the Backstage Pass. We'll have some cool stuff. And definitely looking forward to hanging out with a good friend of mine, Marty Raybon of the show here, Shenandoah. Of course, that 90s country band, Mike McGuire, and the artist Craig Campbell, and Deborah Allen, and a whole lot more. Grammy Award winner John Barry coming on here on the Backstage Pass. Again, thanks to Bangtail Whiskey and MitchMacs.com. And, of course, our good friends over at Hank Jr. Productions for making that happen. Love your performances, man. That's why I say I cannot wait to get to a live show because fantastically you make it look too easy. Sometimes it's flawless. I think the songwriting kind of speaks for itself. Congrats on that particular tune coming out. You said March 4th. Is that correct for that single?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, don't quote me. Somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there. All right, quote you.
And then everything starts coming out after that. It's probably a week every week after that. So it's going to get kind of second. So new music's on the horizon for sure.
Love it, man. Can't wait. A lot of fans are looking forward to that too as we get the comment box. If you have a question for Filmore, leave it in the comment box. We'll get to as many as we can here in the next 10 or so minutes with the show. I want to go back to a little bit of kind of old school. I said not old school. I mean, 2018 is not old, but some great songs I love from Filmore. We're going to break these down. Let's start with Love That About You, because you guys put that as a single in 2018. Another great song I added to my playlist of many. Where'd that one come from?
It was about an ex actually, and it was just yeah. I mean, it says everything in there. It's the song kind of is very just all those things you love about a person in your life. It's pretty easy to write. It was pretty fun. Wrote it with a couple buddies, and we kind of just put it together of like walking through this person and what things they did and everything like that, and girls tend to love that one. So that was a cool song to put out, and it was obviously different, and that one has definitely been one of my bigger songs, and actually never went to radio either. So that's being one of my biggest songs. It's been cool to watch that one too.
And tell me about this before we talk about Slower. I want to go over, man, I love just some great folks at Curb Records, and definitely a great partnership for you. Congratulations on that, and the record deal too out there at the same time, because fantastic job. They keep us going. So much talent on Curb Records. But John Curb does a great job over there, and just a lot of great people that make it possible for us to do our shows here as media members out there. Talk about the relationship with Curb Records.
It's been good, man. It's they allow me to kind of just keep doing what I was doing beforehand and put out music and kind of just keep building this whole thing. So honestly, it's been a lot since 2019, and then obviously COVID hitting, but getting back in the swing of things this year has been awesome. So just having more people on the team is always beneficial, and being able to kind of push the music out there and get it where it needs to be heard. So yeah, it's been good.
No doubt. Like I said, one of the great record labels up there. Let's go into Slower, because I'm still kind of getting in from 2018 before I talk about a couple others. But Slower had a really good meaning behind it too, and I love the way that song was particularly written. Tell me about that one.
Man, I think Slower is kind of a mix of the Left on Mark song you talked about and Love That About You. It's like putting the girl in the hometown song, so it kind of mixes them up a little bit. So, there's only so much we can write about, and there's only so guitars on a chord, I guess it's only so many things. Yeah, that one was obviously the first radio single, and it was kind of cool too, because it kind of owed it into like slowing down time. I think life was a little crazy for me at the time too, and being able to slow things down and enjoy the moment. That's what that whole song's about, is enjoying the moment, and that's what I was trying to get across. So
no doubt about that. Hey, when it comes to writing, a lot of people have different takes on it. Of course, some people enjoy it. Some people enjoy the writing their own stuff, or the co-writes. No doubt about that. Getting a little bit of an opinion from someone else too, who's had more experience than they have, maybe writing a song or two, or going into those writers' rounds. What do you love most about writing?
Man, I love honestly love every aspect of it. Writing is one of my favorite things in the world. It allows me to kind of get a little bit of therapy out there, as well as there's such a creative aspect to that. That's so much fun. So there's not a better feeling than maybe the moment you finish that song that day when you went in to write it and you go record it, or maybe the best feeling actually is when you get to perform it on stage and knowing that you wrote it and now people are responding to it in the crowd. And then when they sing it back, it just kind of adds all to the, the reason why you do what you do. But it all starts with writing that song. So if you never write that song, you don't get that last moment. So I think there's always the promise of that happening. So you write every day hoping that you're gonna get that song. So it's love. I love it. I absolutely love it. To answer that in one word, I love, or 2 words, whatever. 3 words.
I love the competitive spirit, man. And like I said, you take that bull by the horns, you get after it too. I love this one that I loved a lot, and we could kind of understand where you're coming from in the presentation of Hearts having a hard time. Let's talk about that one a little bit from 2018. Another special song, ranks right up there, doesn't it?
Sure does, man. Man, I didn't know we were diving into all these songs, man. It's like thinking about it's taking me back to different times in my life and what I wrote them about, you know. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I will say, once you put out a song, you don't really you almost forget about it. Yeah, you listen to it so much before everyone else gets to listen to it, and then you perform it on stage, and it becomes like just like in sports, it just becomes like a muscle that you're just
Mm-hmm.
returning every time. Obviously, when you're singing this song, it hits that emotion every time, but I haven't sung that one in a bit. So yeah, that song was about heartbreak, and that middle part, I remember getting through that relationship, and I was actually crashing on people's couches because I lived with the person at the time. So when you go through writing those songs, get all those emotions out, yeah, I'm right back there right now. Shoot, just talking
That's a
about it.
good. That's a good thing. Well, I'll tell you one thing I should have told you before the show. We do our homework here on the show, so a selection of good things out there. We listen to a lot of music, no doubt about it. For me and the co-host out there here on the Backstage Pass. Another one I love that you did out there too at the same time was one called Blue Skies. I thought there was a very special meaning behind that one too as well, and some excellent lyrics, man.
Thank you so much. Recently I just posted that one on TikTok randomly, and it's been out for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But recently, people are finding it, and it's just like, it was just every time I post that song, it blows up on TikTok, and it's just like it's been, at least on my TikTok, it's been kind of crazy. At least more streams on my stuff on there than anything else. So that song obviously is resonating with people right now somehow, and maybe I don't know, maybe it's to make blue skies happening, but yeah, the whole idea with Blue Skies was basically just that kind of depression that comes after a breakup. I guess people
Mm-hmm.
like that. And it was I'm tired of blue skies. I don't want to be out there.
Mm-hmm.
It just reminds me of heartbreak because of all the good times we had. So it's kind of a cool spin on a breakup song. So.
I like that too, no doubt. And I love one you put another good spin on too out there too. And I'm breaking down a lot of tracks here. So folks, go ahead, be sure and check these out wherever you stream music or download out there, or you purchase your music. All these are out there for Filmore out there. I thought it was a cool message in Living Easy too.
Yeah, Living Easy is kind of like a beat version of Slower, you know.
Yeah.
That one kind of goes to the hometown vibe as well. And man, touching on those times in my life with those good friends, I think I'll always write about that stuff. And I think on that song, I definitely was doing that again. There's just like Johnny's Got a Girl, man. I'm writing about it again, but this friend is hanging out with his girlfriend too much. You know what I'm saying? So that's, every song is literally just whatever moment and whatever kind of part of my life I'm in at that time. So I think that's what you get with Living Easy, is just exactly that party, hang out kind of song, like carefree, slow down time a little bit, just like Slower. So there's always going to be that staple of song that's in the bunch with my stuff. But yeah, that one kind of speaks for itself as well.
I got to fill in the blank for one here because I love this one. I pull it out from time to time, and there's no right or wrong answers because I'm about to segue into a little segment I call Rapid Fire, which is real cool out there too. And I'm going to get a Super Bowl prediction from you coming up this weekend too with the Los Angeles Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals. But for Filmore, the best part of Nashville is fill in the blank.
Oh, man. There's so many bars, you know. I love it.
That's what people keep telling me too, and that's what I'm a little bit. There's a nightlife, Brandon. You got to enjoy it and get out there and have a little fun at different dives and stuff like that. Of course, we're going to be at Old Red. I know that first day, the 22nd, a couple of different shows there. So, any good restaurants? Of course, I know a lot of good restaurants up there too. At the same time, what's one of your favorite places to kind of dine out there?
Man, you can't go wrong. Oh my God!
Uh-oh.
Is that you or me?
Oh, I guess it was you. I don't know. My phone is completely off. So was that somebody trying to call, I guess, or is that?
I have no idea what just happened. That was so loud too. That freaked me out.
That was like a phone call coming in, I guess. Yeah.
But there was like one of my songs. I don't even know.
Was it one of your songs?
Well, it's sitting on my computer. I think it hit the screen. Sorry.
Okay. You're good.
We almost leaked music. Jesus. Food wise, I go to Martin's. Actually, I think like my favorite spot to just get a beer and a burger is Jack Brown's, and it's a chain, but there's two here in Nashville. There might be three. There's one a little bit further outside of Nashville, but here around this area, and it's just, I love that place. So the one in great.
What town was that?
Edge Hill. It's in Nashville.
Okay. Definitely have to check that out too as well. Well, I know 22 has been a better year so far for many of the artists to talk to here on the program. The live shows are getting back. People are stepping back on stage, and the best part is just seeing crowds out there again. For 22, you mentioned all the new music you guys are about to drop, but I guess you finish up one tour, you get ready for the next one. I mean, business as usual, and the live shows. I'm sure you cannot wait to even take a little bit of a break, but get back out there again, right?
Yeah, I'm already back next week. I've been out a little bit last month, and then obviously the Brett Young tour just ended about a month and a half. So seems pretty normal to me. It has been for a little while. There's obviously all the different things you're going to see everywhere. Things have changed. Obviously, there are different rules depending on what city and state you're in, but I'm just happy to be playing music if I can, where it makes sense. I'm not fully perfect yet, but it's going to take a hit, so it's going to take a second to get it back on track so that everyone's making money, including the venues.
No doubt about it, man. We need to support our venues out there, and of course the people that work behind the scenes and our bartenders and everybody out there that definitely puts on a great show out there. And to make the whole thing work, man, it takes the volunteers. I know we got the Houston Stock Show and Rodeo coming up here in the month of March, so appreciate all the work the volunteers do out there. And we're going to try to get out there too as a show representing the Backstage Pass. Hey, I was going to say I had a special request for you too. We'll play one more, come back. I'm going to talk some pizza with you, man, because I know everybody loves pizza. So like getting a pie there in Nashville. There's a little place called 5 Points. Somebody told me about too. I've got a
great, man. I like 5 Points.
So I'll give you your definitely your favorite pizza there. I'll tell you, we'll do that. What's your favorite pizza at 5 Point?
Man, to be honest, I eat everything at 5 Points when I go. I don't go as often to 5 Points because it's on the east side, and
Okay.
I don't cross the river that many times. And to be honest, Nashville's not that long, like 15 minutes to get anywhere around here. And I live about 8 minutes from downtown where I'm at, but on the opposite side of East Nashville. So you kind of have everything on this side of the river. You have it on that side, but if I'm on this side, it's just closer for me to get to other pizza joints around here.
No doubt. Well, you got that guitar handy. Did you want to play one more, like an old school Filmore? We'll play one more for us, kind of old school. And I got my request too, I mean, no doubt, but I love anything you've done too. So it's totally up to you. I love it. But I tell you what, I've mentioned a lot of those old school songs, and I love everything out there. So it's your choice, brother.
Yeah, dude. I'll play a little "Love That About You," I think.
There we go. All right, here we go.
The way you paint your nails, it's a massive mood you're in. You think a rainy day means you get to stay in bed. You think Sprite tastes better from a drive-through. 10 late to anything I'm on time to. You buy 3 pairs of shades, cause you're gonna lose 2. Ooh, girl, love that about you. You know you can't do no wrong. Yeah, every time I'm around you, see a little bit of you that you don't. So unpredictable, so unforgettable, girl, so don't go changing no time soon. Cause I love that about you. Yeah, I love that about you. Yeah, I love that about you. Yeah, I love that about you. Oh, girl, I love that about you. What's your favorite song? You change it every day. Just like your favorite drink. One day it's wine, then it's Tanqueray. You make thrift store clothes look brand new. Get bored, go get a new tattoo. Yeah, you're beautiful, and you ain't got a clue. Ooh, girl, love that about you. You know you can't do no wrong. Yeah, every time I'm around you, see a little bit of you that you don't. So unpredictable, so unforgettable, girl, so don't go changing no time soon. Cause I love that about you. Yeah, I love that about you. Yeah, I love that about you. Yeah, I love that about you. Oh, girl, I love that about you. Ooh, girl, I love that about you. You know you can't do no wrong. Yeah, every time I'm around you, see a little bit of you that you down. So unpredictable, so unforgettable, girl. So don't go changing no time soon. 'Cause I love that about you. Yeah, I love that about you. Yeah, I love that about you. Yeah, I love that about you. Oh, girl, I love that about you.
That is Filmore on the Backstage Pass, a little bit old school there. Love that about you across all the streaming platforms out there. All right, one final break here. We'll take a break for the sponsors, pay some bills here on the Backstage Pass, talk about CRS when we come back. And I got a couple more rapid fire questions for Filmore to kind of fill in the blank there too as we get to know him more on a personal basis. Hang tight, about 5 minutes left in the show. We'll come right back after a word from Bangtail Whiskey and MitchMacs.com. Stay tuned.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause, Jeff McMahon, and Karen Lee Batten as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back on the show again, about 5 minutes or so left with the artist known as Filmore out there. Be sure to check him out if you haven't already at FilmoreMusic.com. And, of course, all the songs we talked about today, including some good stuff coming up here in March. They're available across all these streaming platforms out there. So check those out and definitely head over to the website. And I always say, get some merch while you're at it, too, as well. So you get our merch here at MitchMacs.com. Get your own coffee mug. And I'm going to give a coffee mug to Filmore for just being on this show, too, no doubt. So there you go. You can drink some good coffee there, too. Hey, Super Bowl this weekend. Bengals, Rams. Let's talk about that. Break it down. Who you got? I don't hear you sound. Uh-oh. I don't hear you. Oh, it's like, you're good? Is it coming in? Can't. Here you go. See you on the screen there. Oh, there it goes. All right. Huh. Uh-oh. Lost our audio connection. I tell you what, you can hear me, right? I tell you what, can you log back out and log back in real quick? That'll fix it'll solve the problem. We'll do that for Fillmore's going to log back out, log back in here on the Backstage Pass. Appreciate everybody. Just definitely hanging tight there with us as we kind of get things going here on the show. We'll get Filmore back here. And, of course, Super Bowl. Speaking of that, the latest edition of Outlaw Fantasy, the latest edition of that show with myself and CJ Garten is coming up later on tonight and tomorrow to get you ready for Super Bowl 56 and the big game coming up here this weekend with the Los Angeles Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals. So I tell people who you got, place your wagers out there. Kind of a funny story what a guy did here this past weekend. We have a guy in Houston, Texas. His name is Mattress Mac, and he sells furniture at Gallery Furniture over in Houston. He placed one of the largest bets out there in the game. I got to tell Phil more about that too as well. So we have this guy, and you probably can hear me now, correct?
Can you hear me?
I got you. We're back there. There we go. So you logging back in. So we had a guy down here. We get a Super Bowl prediction from you, but there's a guy down here that owns a store called Gallery Furniture in Houston, Texas down here. And this guy used Caesar Sportsbooks to place one of the largest bets on the Cincinnati Bengals. This guy has $5 million was one bet. One bet was 4.5 like 2 weeks ago. So this guy has over $9 million on the Bengals to win. And one of the promotions he did, Filmore, was people that come in there and buy furniture, whether it's love seats or full couches or beds or whatever. You've heard people do this before for these stores. $3,000 or more, the Bengals win, they get their stuff for free. It's like a store credit. So it's a pretty cool, but I'm not that confident in the Bengals winning. His name is Mattress Mac, M-A-C-K, really, I guess you could say. But Mac for short. Great guy. And he came on the radio this morning to one of my buddies. Is a radio show here in Texas. And that's pretty much it. $3,000 or more for living room furniture or select mattresses. If the Bengals win, the customers win too at the same time. Want to break down the game with you as a football guy. Man, I'm going to place a wager on the Bengals, but I'm not that confident. What you got?
So I'm actually kind of exactly where you're at with that. In Tennessee here, DraftKings is legal, so I can bet on my phone.
I can't in Texas. I wish maybe I'll place.
I haven't jumped on exactly what bet I'm on yet, but I'm just gonna say, like, even though the Rams were originally from LA, then they went to St. Louis and they went back to LA. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't be a Rams fan anymore because they left St. Louis. So, and I grew up, outside St. Louis and was a Rams fan my entire life, at least while they were in St. Louis. And so when they went back to LA, I'm out, man. So I'm going for the Bengals. I don't know how confident I am. Obviously, you want to see Stafford pull it off. I mean, Matt, he does. It's awesome. I think either way it goes is cool for either quarterback. And I don't know. Bengals have pulled some crazy stuff off as of late. So
it should be fun. Like I said, our latest edition of Outlaw Fantasy comes out tonight with myself and Nashville recording artist CJ Garton. And of course, we'll have that Super Bowl predictions and some matchups and things we're looking for as we dive into the game with a little bit more detail and some wagering and some DraftKings and a whole lot more coming up out there too. What you should do coming out on YouTube tonight at the Backstage Pass and CJ Garton's page. All right, let me ask you this one too. We'll wrap it up with this one too on the show. Appreciate you being on today, no doubt. Let's go with greatest stage that you've stepped on, or a stage you're like, you know what, I hadn't done it yet, but I want to play this venue because this is my dream stage. And kind of with that, coupled with it, I'll do a two-parter here. An artist that you've not collaborated with yet, male or female, that Filmore wants to record a song with.
All right. I've played some pretty sweet stages, and they used to be on that list. So obviously, I've played the Opry a bunch, Ryman. Played the Indy 500. I mean, I played some pretty. If I had to look at like what the coolest stage I played is probably, and it's not even a stage. It was me carrying to win Dana Shea on a rooftop in New York, Pier 17. The opening of it, I could see the Statue of Liberty and the Brooklyn Bridge was behind me. So it was more of like I never knew it was a stage I wanted to, or that was like important to me or like cool. It was just one of those moments on stage where like, this is like, it felt like you're playing in the sky. It was super cool. So just the kind of energy from that was amazing. And then collaborator, man, there's a million of them. If it had to be like something for right now that just sounds like that'd be the coolest for me, probably. I mean, let's just go with Pitbull, dude. How about let's get wild with it?
Right, let's get wild with it, brother. You sound great with him and him with you. And, brother, you got so much in the future. One of the bright things about country music is the artist on Curb Records that is Filmore, and all the songs are out there across all the digital platforms. Brother, I appreciate you being on the show. Glad we could make it happen. And definitely, if I get there for those few days in Nashville at CRS, we cross paths, and we'll give you that high five, the football high five, and appreciate you being on. Hope you had a great time, my friend.
Perfect, man. I love the show, and thank you. I'm looking forward to getting the mug, man. I'm pumped, dude.
I got him a mug, brother. Like I said, I'm right here. The Backstage Pass mugs are in stock. MitchMacs.com, MACS.com. Get you some there. Thanks to Bangtail Whiskey and, of course, MitchMacs and our good friends at Hank Jr. Productions. Check him out at FilmoreMusic.com and, of course, get some merchandise there. And while you're at it, enjoy Long Time No See. If you haven't heard that yet, the weather's getting good. Time to go see the sea again, no doubt. Right. We'll talk to you guys next week on the Backstage Pass. Until then, have a great weekend. Enjoy the big game on Sunday. We'll talk soon. Take care.